Okay, I'm back with a new one, and this one is honestly insane. So right now in China, people are walking around with something people online have started calling bubble eyes, and trust me, it looks exactly how you're imagining. Big, puffy bags under their eyes that look like they could pop if you touched them. And here's the crazy part, nobody did this to them. They did this to themselves. On purpose, because it's a trend. Now let me explain how this even started. Basically, there's this look called egocle. It's just that small puff some people get under their eye when they smile. Tiny, normal, you wouldn't even notice it on most people. But then somebody looked at that and said, what if we made that huge and made it permanent? And that's literally how we got this injection trend. It's called lying silkworm injections. And yeah, it's called that because it actually looks like a silkworm is just sitting under your eye. Now, this is where things start getting worse because a lot of people aren't even going to a real clinic for this. They're doing it to themselves at home. After watching a 1-minute video on Douyin, that's it. That's the whole plan. No doctor, no real training, just a phone and 60 seconds. Now, the stuff they're injecting is called hyaluronic acid, and on its own, that's actually fine. Doctors use it all the time. It's a normal filler. But here's the problem. A lot of these clinics don't want to pay for the real version because the real one is expensive. So instead, they buy cheap fake filler online. And if you look closely at the packaging, you can tell right away something's wrong. Weird spelling, fake numbers, the kind of stuff that should make you stop immediately, except people don't stop, and that's where the first real horror story starts. For example, there's a 40-year-old woman who just wanted to look younger. Pretty normal goal, right? But instead of going to a doctor, she bought something called a water light injection online, watched a few videos, and injected her own face. Then she went to sleep, and the next morning she wakes up in pain. Her cheek is swollen. Turns out one of the tiny needles broke off inside her face, and it didn't just stay there. Somehow overnight, it traveled from under her eye all the way down to her cheekbone. She couldn't open her mouth. She couldn't even blink without pain. Doctor said if that needle had hit a nerve or a blood vessel, this could have ended way worse. So they had to pull it out through her mouth. Now, okay, that's bad, but believe it or not, that's actually one of the smaller stories. Because this one ends with someone's face permanently changed. There's a woman named Miss Liu. And honestly, she wasn't trying to do anything crazy. She just wanted the same thing everyone else wanted, silkworm eyes. So she went to a clinic in Hunan. But that same night, things went wrong, fast. Her face got swollen, she had a bad allergic reaction, and naturally she wanted the filler taken out right away. But while they were trying to dissolve it, the staff pressed down on her eye bag so hard that it actually burst open right there. And somehow it only got worse from there. After that, they tried again, but instead of helping, they pressed even harder. Soon, ulcers started showing up around her eyes. Then by April, those ulcers had spread to the corners of her eyes too. Eventually, they sent her to a hospital in Shanghai, and the doctors there said she had a serious reaction to a product they couldn't even identify. And now, the corners of her eyes are stuck together permanently. Her vision is limited, and her face is still swollen even now. So naturally, people wanted to know, what did the clinic say about all this? Well, according to them, this kind of reaction is common and medicine can fix it. Now, I'm not a doctor and I'm definitely not a lawyer, but if someone's eyes are getting ulcers after multiple failed attempts to fix it, medicine is not the answer at that point. They offered her about $25,000 to make it go away. She said no. And honestly, who could blame her? To make things even worse, the company that made the product said there's no known way to fix this specific reaction. None. So at this point, you'd think people would stop doing this, right? Nope. In fact, somehow it gets even worse because people saw all of this happening, all these horror stories, and instead of staying away, they thought, why would I pay a real doctor when I have Douyin? And that's exactly how we got this whole DIY injection thing spreading all over Chinese social media. People started buying filler kits online and injecting themselves at home just to save money, and some of them had already gotten work done before, weren't happy with it, and decided, I can do this better than an actual doctor. Meanwhile, Douyin and Xiaohongshu got flooded with these videos, people filming themselves injecting their own face in under a minute like it's a makeup tutorial. And honestly, the comments were almost as scary as the videos because people weren't asking, is this safe? Instead, they were asking, where do I buy this? Does it hurt? How much does it cost? Nobody was asking if they should do it, just how. And before long, it became so normal that people started paying their friends, or even random strangers, to come over and inject them. Now, here's something else people didn't want to hear. Not everyone is even a good fit for this. If your under eye area is small when your face is relaxed but blows up when you smile, doctors say you shouldn't even get this done. But of course, people didn't like being told no, so they found a workaround. The logic was basically, if my body won't naturally give me the look, I'll just put something there. And that's how we get to the one that actually went viral, a woman named Xiao. Now, Xiao wasn't happy with filler. She wanted something bigger, something more permanent. So she agreed to a surgery where they take a piece of tissue from her backside and transplant it into her under eye area. Yes, her own backside, into her face. And apparently she'd always felt insecure about not having a natural under eye puff. So she researched a hospital, picked one with good reviews, and the surgeon told her that because it was her own tissue, it would blend in better. She knew there'd be a scar, but she thought it'd be worth it. It wasn't. Instead, she ended up with swollen, uneven, bulging bags, nothing close to what she was promised. And honestly, here's the part that really gets me. She took out a loan just to pay for this surgery. A loan for her eye bags. And after it went wrong, her boyfriend didn't just leave her. He told her the result looked ugly and joked that she should keep fixing it. So at this point, Zhao just wants answers. She wants someone to explain what happened. And the hospital? They completely ghosted her. Blocked her entirely. But then, the moment reporters got involved, suddenly the hospital wanted to talk. Funny how that works. They offered to fix it for free. But they said they needed to wait 3 months first because the tissue needed time to soften before they could safely operate again. Maybe that's true. Or maybe they were just waiting for the cameras to leave. Either way, Xiao wasn't taking any chances this time. So she made them sign something in writing before she agreed to wait. And honestly, the scariest part isn't even the procedures. It's how normal all of this became. Nobody stopped to ask, should we be doing this? They just kept asking, how do I get it too? So if any of you end up with bubble eyes just from watching this video, I'm sorry, but I did warn you.